Amy. Like she said, my name is Catherine Thomas, and I am the Customer Care Manager here at GroupLink. What we are going to do is just go over some help desk best practices and trends. One of the first things that you want to do is have a single point of contact for your end user, so that when they put in a ticket or they have an issue with something, that ticket goes directly to a technician and they have that communication one-on-one. It just makes it a little bit easier and makes that user feel like their issues are being taken care of. It also helps them be kept up to date on the information that is being passed back and forth or the status of what their ticket is. Through our help desk, when users put in tickets, we can make it so if a user has a password problem or a problem with their phone, those tickets are directed right to the technician that deals with that, and the technician can email them and correspond with them one-on-one. End users always need to have an easy experience. If it's too hard for them to submit tickets, then you're kind of defeating the purpose. Also, for a way to see the updates. Nothing's worse than having a user who doesn't know what's going on with their ticket. So if they can easily log in and view those updates, then of course that makes them much happier. Also, with a 24/7 access to the self-help knowledge base, you can put information into the help desk and users can log in and try to find answers to their questions before entering a ticket or calling the help desk. And also to give users access to the help desk anytime, anywhere, which actually leads into the next point, and that is the web-based solution. Pretty much every help desk should have a web-based solution here with the way technology is now. That way users can access the help desk anytime, anywhere, and with a web-enabled device. Another thing is to keep the lines of communications open. The email notification of ticket status updates, that way the end user is aware of what is going on with their current problem. They can also create and access appointments on the end user's calendar. If the technician needs to meet them to install something on their computer, they can do that way. And they can also provide end users the ability to view updates via the help desk portal. You can also use your current infrastructure with your help desk to lower your total overall cost and your maintenance time as well. You can integrate with LDAP, Zenworks, an asset tracker, or with email, and this will, over time, have your maintenance time and cost lowered. A help desk can also help you track incidents. All issues are logged and the resolutions are logged as well. This can help the user and it can help the technician by seeing how other issues are being solved so that they can solve like ones in the future. You can also report. You can report on statuses of issues, or you can view what's currently going on. One example is if a principal at a school wants to see what's going on at their school as far as technical aspect or maintenance, they can view a report that puts everything together to view in one easy shot. And then there's also feedback loop, feedback from end users, and also to see if an issue is resolved. Mobile access, of course, is very important. It seems like everyone nowadays has a smartphone. So it's important that your users can reach the help desk through the use of that smartphone. There's also tablets. If you look at this statistic here, in 2010 there was 13 million tablet users, and it looks like it's projected by 2014 to have 89.5 million tablet users. So this is something that's becoming very important, and the help desk does need to be able to be accessed on that as well. Okay, so the trends in help desk, there's workflow management. You can reduce your technician's workload through automation. Like I said, our help desk will automatically assign tickets to a technician and not have to go through a third party to make those assignments and maybe delay time in getting those tickets fixed. There are ticket templates and quick tickets as well that just makes that workflow go faster. Asset management, there's a built-in asset tracker. It also can integrate with third-party software like Zenworks or another asset management. You can also tie assets to certain tickets. The technician can go in and attach an asset to a ticket that is having that problem. And you can also track and report on any of these items. An access control list. This will help give different access to different users, technicians, managers, so that different people can do different things in the system. And then, of course, the 24-hour, 7-day support. There's a knowledge base that they can go in and access anytime, and then, of course, calling into the help desk and submitting tickets. So with that, I'm going to turn the time over to Amy. These were just a few things that any help desk should include and would make the help desk better. But Amy is going to demonstrate features in GroupLink's Everything Help Desk.
Okay, let me go ahead and share my screen so I can show you how this works. Okay, so I'm going to start by logging in as a user and showing you how simple it is to submit a ticket as a user. In the current help desk, which is 9.3, you can just click here to create a new ticket. And then as you can see, there are only 6 fields that need to be filled out. So you first start by selecting your location. So let's say I'm at the middle school, and then the group. I'm going to go in the help desk group, and it is a hardware problem with my printer. So you'll see 2 things here. First of all, you'll see that the assignment automatically populated with Peter Parker. This is because we have it set up for him to work on any printer issues at the middle school. So this is what Catherine was talking about with the auto routing of tickets. The second thing you'll notice here is that you can add custom fields. Custom fields are just a way to collect more information than what is default in the ticket. You can set these up to be on every ticket or just on, for example, like this one is only going to appear when the category option is printer. So it just says, are the lights flashing? And I'm going to say, yes, they are. The printer will not print. And then all you have to do is click Save. And you'll see down here the Save Successful. Now what happens when you save the ticket and the assignment is for Peter Parker is that Peter will get an email notification that this new ticket has been created. Whenever Peter updates the ticket, then our user here, Nikki, will receive an email notification back saying that her ticket was updated with any comments or any ticket changes. The other thing that Nikki can do here is if I come back to her ticket screen, here's this ticket we just created. If I open that, she can also add a comment. There's 2 ways to add a comment to the ticket. If she has received an email notification that the technician has updated it, if she replies to that email, then the ticket will automatically be updated with those comments. The second way is to come in here to the help desk and to add a comment from here. So if there's any changes that she needs to notify the technician about, that's why she would update a comment. So let's just say the light's no longer flashing, but still won't print. And then you just save changes, and then the technician will receive that in an email notification as well. So that just shows you the simplicity of submitting a ticket and also keeping the end user in the loop with everything that's going on with their ticket. So next I'm going to log in as a manager. And I want to show you how you can tie Zenworks assets to tickets. So if I open a ticket here, you'll see that it's a monitor problem here. And then over here on the side, you have the option for an asset. So if you just click this little search icon here, it'll take you to the Zenworks asset search. So first of all, if the contact has primary assets, they will show right here. And then any assets that the contact has logged into will show here. Unfortunately, this is my demo site, so it doesn't have any assets that pre-populate here. But you can you can search on assets just by putting in information here, or do a blank search to see all assets. And if you want to tie an asset to a ticket, it's just as simple as pushing this green plus button next to it, and then you'll see that it appears here. Now, once you save those changes, you'll also receive this box again that you can notify the technician and or the user with the email. So I'm just going to put in a comment here. And then once this ticket has been saved with the asset tied to it, you'll be able to remote control the asset from the ticket just by clicking on this little remote control button right here. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to show you was reporting. The reporting is very important and can be customized to be very detailed. So let me just show you first of all how this is set up. You first select a ticket filter that you're going to use for your report. You can make it a private report, which means that only you will see it, or it can be public so that anyone can see that report. But keep in mind that they will only be able to see tickets that they have access to. You can also show detail on the report, so that will just show the ticket details on the top of the report. And then for reporting, you have the capability of reporting by date, or you can group it, and you can also regroup and drill down. So for this example, we've selected technician and drill down by status. And then you also have the option to show a graph, either a pie chart or a bar chart. And you can have this sent in PDF, HTML, Excel, or CSV file. The final option here in reporting is to run this report on a schedule. So Catherine mentioned a principal might want to see a report for all open tickets for their location. If they need that report, let's say every Friday, then you can set that here, and you can have it sent to any email address. This does not have to be a person in the help desk. And then they'll just receive this email, and then you put in the text here that you want to be sent along with the report. So let me view that report so I can show you what that looks like. Okay, so as you can see, I have quite a lot of tickets in my demo system here. But it shows you, first of all, each technician and how many tickets they have assigned to each of them. So then if I want to drill down, let's say I want to look at Pepper's tickets. I just click on Pepper's name here. And then the re-drill down was by status. So I can see that Pepper has 48 tickets that are assigned not updated, 12 awaiting dispatch, 11 work in progress, and 2 on hold. And if I want to go into those even more, I can click on the status, and it'll show me just those ones that are assigned to Pepper that are in the status work in progress. And it'll actually list each ticket right here. If you click on the ticket ID, it will open that ticket. Or if you click on the assign to, it will bring up the email so that you can email the technician. The other part of reporting that's kind of cool is the dashboards. So you can set up the dashboards to show several reports all in one view. And you can have this running just in the background, and it will update every few seconds, so you can see a real-time view of what's going on in your help desk. So if I want to look at the productivity dashboard, I'll just show you what that looks like real quick. You'll see I have set up here a stacked bar chart that shows technicians with all tickets assigned to that technician by priority. So as you can see here, Pepper has 5 tickets in the low priority status, 57 in medium, 10 in high, and it looks like 1 in overdue. And then you can also, I also have a pie chart set up here so I can see technician workloads. You can see here that Jared has quite a workload, whereas like Q and Peter and James have very few that they're actually working on or have assigned to them right now. So you can redistribute workload based on looking at charts like this. The other one that I have here is just all open tickets, just so that I can see how many we have in our system currently. You can set these thresholds. So maybe your number isn't as high as 1,000, maybe it's more than 1,000. But the actual thermometer will change colors based on the thresholds that you set. For example, if it's in this green area here, then the whole thermometer will be green, or yellow if it's in this area, and then red. Gray is the critical color, so that means that we have too many tickets in our system. Okay, so let me jump back into the help desk and show you ticket templates with the workflow. Ticket templates, again, can be something that is set up publicly or privately. So you can have a ticket template such as reset username and password, and that can be, it looks like this one is set up just as a quick ticket with only one ticket, and a user should be able to launch that so that when they launch it, they can reset their username and password on their own, and you don't have to actually use technician time to have a password reset or something simple that the end user can do on their own. The other thing that you can do is have, for example, like a staff member is leaving. Let me just show you what that ticket template looks like. So first of all, you have the termination checklist. So the employee has been terminated, and then here are the steps that you need to take when an employee has been terminated. The requisition form, and that has a ticket associated with it. Close the Oracle account. You'll also notice here that these can be assigned to different technicians. So the requisition form, that is something that Tony Stark will do. Looks like the final payment will be assigned to the ticket pool. Secure network files, that's something that Jared takes care of. So you can see how a ticket template can be used across multiple technicians, and they will each have their own ticket for their own assignments. Ticket templates can also be set up on a workflow. Obviously, in this case, you wouldn't want to have a recurrence, not a workflow. You wouldn't want to have a recurrence. Hopefully, you don't have staff members leaving every day or something like that. But in the case of like server updates, you could have it set to run every month at the, let's see, like the 5th day of every month or something along those lines. You can also set up the workflow. So you'll see here we have the workflow set up so that the first ticket that launches is close the Oracle account and the requisition form. And then once those are set to this status, then the next step will launch, and so on and so forth. So if one thing needs to happen before the next, then just set up the workflow and the tickets will launch in that order. So I think that is all for my portion of the demo. Let's go back and first of all see if we have any questions. Okay, we do have a few questions, but before I get to those, I'm going to go ahead and pass it back to Catherine, and she's going to talk a little bit about the upcoming version of Everything Help Desk, and then we'll address questions after that.
Thank you, Amy. Okay, right now we have a version 10 that should be out shortly. We are in the process of moving it over to our support site so that we can test that. And we have had beta testers, they've been testing for a good 2 months now, so we're hoping that we have all of the kinks worked out. So that really should be coming soon, but what I wanted to show you is some of the things that we've changed. The user interface has been completely revamped. It's more simplified and it has a more uniform look and feel to it. The location has been decoupled from the ticket flow, so now it's part of the user account instead of just another location out there. It's tied to the actual user, but it still can be changed if a user is at more than one location. It's also integrated with the Zenworks 11 in addition to 10 and to 7. And it also has an access control list, which the current version does not have. The ACL allows for different roles with their accompanying rights and privileges to be given to different users. So I wanted to just do a snapshot of that so that you can have an idea of what it will look like. So here, you're seeing all of the group permissions. So you can come here to the scheduled tasks that Amy showed you. You can give certain users that right, or you can give it to a role, such as a user, a technician, or a manager. So you can get pretty specific if you would like to, or you can just keep assigning them to the roles as in general. That's probably one of the biggest differences besides the look and feel to it and switching the location so that it's now attached to the user. Amy, is there any questions about that? Or I don't think there's any more detail to go into on that until the release comes out.
Yes, we do have a few questions. Let's start with the version 10 questions. Just first of all, please talk about how licenses are handled. Do managers still count against technician licenses?
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, they are still the same. The manager licenses and the technician licenses versus users, it's the same way as it was in the version 9.34.
Okay, so just a couple other questions that I saw come through here. Let's see. Can we report on time spent by each tech, not just percentage of what kinds, but cumulative time? Yes and no. Let me actually show you how that works, currently and what we are able to do. Give me just a second to share my desktop again. Okay, so if I go into the report again, let me just show you what we can report on. You'll notice here that we can report on group, location, category, technician, priority status, and Zenworks asset. And then we can regroup on these. So you'll notice that work time is not an option here. However, when you view a report, you can see work time here. So you can't actually report and drill down based on work time, but you can, you will see the work time here in this field. Can the report be customized to include tickets completed? Yes, it absolutely can. That is just in how you set up the filter. So you'll notice for this example, the location of open tickets, I'm using the ticket filter named location of open tickets. So if I go back and look at that one, and if I edit that filter, you'll see here that we put the status equals any of these. But we could also say that the status equals closed, and then you would see any closed tickets. Or if we don't put anything in the status field, then you would see any status of tickets. So that was how you would do that one. Okay, let's see the next question. If the program is not integrated with Zenworks Asset Management, can our own info or data be entered or supported? Yes, we do have an internal asset tracker. I didn't show that today, but we do have the internal asset tracker. You can put in your own assets and tie assets to tickets and remote control assets from tickets, just like you can with Zenworks. The next question is about the knowledge base. So let me actually show you that also. So in the knowledge base, once again, you can have public or private articles. So if I go into an article, you'll see here that this is a public article. This means that anybody in the entire help desk can view this article. And in fact, they wouldn't even need to be logged into the help desk. So for example, if there is a forgot password article that you'd like to have, you can put it in here and then they wouldn't need to log in because obviously they wouldn't know their password to log in, but they'd still be able to change it based on the steps that you would put here in the knowledge base. You can also have a private article. So let me see if I can find a good example of that. Oh, I don't have very many knowledge base articles in this demo site. But if, for example, you want to have a knowledge base article so that your technicians know the steps for backing up servers or something like that, you can make that a private knowledge base article, and then only the technicians and managers in that group that it is a part of will be able to see that article. I hope that answers the question about knowledge base. If you'd like any more details about the knowledge base, feel free to ask any additional questions you might have. And can you post screenshots too? I'm assuming that's for the knowledge base. Yes, you can. So let me see. It doesn't look like any of these have it. But you can add attachments here. Let me just edit this so we can see. All you have to do is choose a file and then add attachments to the knowledge base article. You can also add attachments or screenshots or things like that to a new ticket if that's what you're referring to. All you have to do is choose the file here in this attachment. So if you have an error message or something like that and you need to show the technician what's going on, you can just choose, or you can take the screenshot and then upload it to the ticket here. Okay, give me just a second. We'll review the other questions and see what else we have to answer. Okay, so the next question that I'm seeing is if this is a web portal or if we're using an interface. It is a web portal, so you'll just have a URL that you'll have set up for your system, and the users or technicians can just go directly to that URL. Okay, so I'm also seeing a question from Angie about the iPad. When you submit a ticket, comments, asking when will there be a way to submit comments when a ticket is closed on an iOS device. Since there are no pop-ups whenever we change the status, we are not prompted to add a comment and therefore no email is generated. Angie, I'll have to look into that and get back to you on a time frame for that. And then the other question that I'm seeing is from Dave. I would like to see how a ticket is auto-routed via a ticket submitted via an email. Dave, I'll have either myself or Catherine follow up with you, and we can show you what we can and cannot do when tickets are submitted via email.